going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Dueling Fates podcast. I'm Grayson. That's Geek. Go fuck yourself.
Rude.
You just said it's me, so. But
They
didn't hear
don't
so
know
like,
that.
hey.
There's no proof.
No, they've caught it before. So
well, they didn't catch it today.
that's because you didn't fucking out yourself. Today we're talking about Troy, a movie that Geek's been super excited to talk about for a long time. He's gonna be super disappointed.
Bro hated it.
I didn't hate it. It was just 2 hours and 47 minutes. That's
fine.
Gist.
Long movies can be good.
They can when they don't try to end 4 times.
I don't feel like it tried to end 4 times. We'll get into that in a second.
End this movie 4 different times. I know it's based off like a myth and a legend, but like still.
Well, I don't know. Every year we learn that maybe it's less and less of a myth. They didn't even think Troy existed, and then we found Troy. Well, we also knew that Troy wasn't a real place, and then, oh shit, we found it. It actually was. So maybe everything we know is not what we know. Question everything. Just don't be a weirdo about it.
Oh yes. Let me read tinfoil from upstairs. So we go.
Question everything, but also don't be a fucking moron. So real quick, super sidetrack. My TikTok has only been videos of like morons talking about how space isn't real, and like the International Space Station doesn't even exist because the firmament. Dog. This is like a whole thing that I just keep seeing exist. I don't know how you can be an Elon dick writer, but also not believe space is real. I don't understand how you can do both.
I mean, if you really want to talk semantically, isn't anything real?
I don't know. It could all be a simulation, but that would still be simulated space, which would be real. But it's real from the perspective of humanity. But also, is it because the way I see that there's no way to prove that either of us see the world the same way.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Time's a flat circle. Everything's fucking stupid.
No, time is a limey-jimey ball of yarn.
No, time is a flat circle. So this movie, right?
The movie you've been dying to talk about.
Yeah. So where do you think are the 4 spots it could end?
It could end right before his cousin dies.
How? Why?
Because like he's like, I'm going home. Happy ever after.
But
it's done.
But he never goes. Okay, so every movie should end anytime any character has any thought ever. You dumb motherfucker.
No, but like it's an end of his character arc. Like,
but it's not because there's more things that happen.
Achilles has grasped the fact that he is no longer a weapon of war. That he can be an actual person, make actual choices, and his cousin dying brings him back into it again. That's part of it.
I hate that, by the way. It's not his cousin.
It is his cousin.
No, in the movie, yes, but in the Iliad, no. They were fucking, man. They were. They're not related.
I've never.
That's fine, but they're not related, and they were definitely together. And Briseis was never actually a love interest of Achilles. It was only Patroclus, and it bugs me because
you're saying they took away the gay romance?
Yes.
This is bullshit.
Like, dude, and it was supposed to be like, dude, it drives me nuts because Achilles did not completely lose it with rage and murder Hector and drag his body and nearly destroy Greece. That, like, all of those were options from Achilles. He didn't do all of that for the power of friendship, I promise. And he didn't do that for his cousin either. Like, come on, man. It drives me nuts. Like, that bugs me so much. It just, like, why? Okay, I know why they changed it. It's 2004 and people are awful. But, like, come on, man.
I was super surprised with this fucking cast though. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I saw Eric Bana. I got really fucking confused seeing Eric Bana film after 2003.
The Hulk.
That's what I'm saying. After.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, apparently in the book, he shook the seafloor with his sobs. He slept in the same bed as Patroclus after Patroclus died. So he shared a bed with a corpse. He dragged Hector's dead body around the city of Troy 4 times, willingly submitted himself to death out of grief and rage over the loss of Patroclus, and this movie reduces it to the power of friendship, and that hurts my soul.
No, they reduce it to the power of family.
No. That's a cousin.
Yeah. Some people are really close to their cousins.
Sweet Home Alabama, I guess.
That was not the reference I was making. I was just making, yeah, people can be close to the cousins. Not that close.
Well,
in this context, that makes sense. But like, damn.
Good one. Good one. So, okay. You've never read the Iliad, so I guess you don't care about any of this, which makes me upset. But this...
I've also haven't read the Odyssey, so I need to do that before Nolan's film comes out.
The Odyssey comes later. Technically, well, I don't know how Nolan's actually going to do it, but, like, technically, the Odyssey's a sequel.
Yeah, because Odysseus is in this.
Yeah, because the Iliad is the story of the Trojan War, and then the Odyssey is the journey home. So, I'm sad that they never made an Odyssey movie as a direct sequel to this, because I want more.
You want more Sean Bean?
Yes, dude.
I don't think the words "I want more Sean Bean in my life" have ever occurred to anyone.
This is the only... Yes, they have. Everyone wants more Sean Bean.
Sean Bean's a great actor, but I'm like, I don't know anyone who's gone to a movie for Sean Bean.
If they had made an Odyssey movie with Sean Bean, I would have been seated. I would have been sat. Also, this is the only movie in the history of time where Sean Bean doesn't die, I think.
He doesn't die a few times in the other movies, but yes, he typically does die.
He's not dead in the middle of the movie. He is not the main character, even though he kind of is very strange.
He narrates part of the ending, but that's because Achilles is now dead. Spoiler for a 3,000-year-old story.
Yeah. Yeah. True. A good movie.
I also knew that he was gonna die.
Can we, before we get fully entrenched in this movie, can we also talk about Orlando Bloom for a second?
I sent you a TikTok because I knew we were talking about Troy. Bro had the fucking
historic run,
like rookie year to like middle of his career, and then he just fell at the fucking.
Bro was on an all-time run, man. Like, might be the greatest to ever do it in just pure
first role.
Because like Lord of the Rings was his first film. He had been in, well, apparently he had been in one other movie before that, but we're not going to count it. Probably wasn't a real one.
Yeah, it's probably like a student film.
Yeah, or it just like wasn't a real part. Like he was in it, but like as an extra or something. Yeah. But like he was also in some TV shows, but not important. But like he debuts in 2001 as Legolas, in Fellowship of the Ring. That's his first movie. Then immediately he's in Black Hawk Down. Then the next 2/3 Lord of the Rings movies, the special editions, they credit him with a but like the next 2 Lord of the Rings movies. Then Pirates of the Caribbean.
It depends where you are.
I think, to me, it depends on. I say Caribbean only when I'm talking about the Pirates films.
I call it Pirates of the Caribbean.
But not important. But then into that, then directly into Troy. Like, he was just on something. And then everything after that, kind of not great. But he was cooking for a while, I guess.
He was. I fucking hate him in this movie, though.
You hate Paris? Why do you hate Paris?
He's such a fucking whiny bitch. I get wanting to take Helena of Sparta at that point in time. I apologize.
Yeah.
Because, like, Diane Kruger, I get it. But, like, why you give me such a whiny bitch about it? Every second of every moment, you're just a whiny bitch.
Yeah.
But also, why didn't you go to war because a 24-year-old Orlando Bloom took your wife? I wouldn't even be mad. I don't think at that point.
You would. It's about your honor. You have to go to war. What I think is the biggest bitch move, though, is
get a hobby.
You are the king of Sparta, but you had to go beg for the rest of Greece to help you. You are a shame to all Spartans. Leonidas would have done it him damn self. He wouldn't have even taken 300 men. He would have taken 12, and he would have took Troy, because fuck you.
I mean, Achilles basically did that.
Right. Like, dude, come on. You really needed the entirety of Greece to go get your wife back, you fucking pussy? Oh, my God. Like, I get that Paris, like, was a little bitch during that fight and, like, lost and then was going to die and then didn't. Had to get saved by a big brother.
Yeah, might as well just fucking die, dude.
But also, can we be honest? Paris was the bigger man going into that because he's the one who wanted to settle it like men. I can respect that. I can't respect...
Wanting to settling it and then bitching out is still a bitch move.
Uh-huh. What'd you think of the opening scene for, well, like the opening segment of Achilles with the big motherfucker?
Didn't he like break his ankle or something like that doing that?
Who, Brad Pitt?
Or something? I know something happened. Was it this fight or was it the Eric Bana fight?
No, the Eric Bana fight was the bet that they had made about
if they hit each other or not.
If they hit each other or not, they'd pay each other money. And Eric Bana paid Brad Pitt nothing, and Brad Pitt paid a fuck ton of money. He was just beating Eric Bana's ass.
I knew that was like one of the facts. Like you'll like watch like a Watch Mojo fucking video, and they'd be like, "Here's these behind the scenes facts about blah 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 blah," and like it's the big whole like, he broke his foot kicking the helmet, and then like Eric Bana and Brad Pitt's fight.
Apparently Brad Pitt. That's too on the nose. Oh my God. Brad Pitt tore his Achilles tendon during the production of this movie.
That's what I was
so he didn't break his ankle, but Achilles tore his Achilles. Come on, man. There's the gods were telling us something. That's all I know.
Sure.
I'm not sure what, but they did. They were telling us something.
Wouldn't this be funny?
Dude. Oh, God, now you've got me thinking about the Greek gods. At least we're still on topic. But I will just send you a video about it later. I don't know if you want me getting fully into it. But basically, so have I ever told you about the theory that Christianity is just post-apocalyptic Norse mythology?
I've also seen those TikToks.
Okay. Well, have you seen the TikToks about how the Bible mentions Hades and that the four horsemen of death, if you like look at the way the four horsemen of the apocalypse, sorry, if you look at the way that they're described, are Hades, Zeus, Ares,
Poseidon.
and no, it's not Poseidon. It's Hermes. Like, if you look at the way they're described, it is those four. So it's like, it's post-apocalyptic Norse mythology. The issue is Loki, who is now the one true god, apparently, figured out that there are other pantheons of gods, but now there are no Norse gods to protect him, so he has to convince all of the people to help him and turn against these other gods, and that's why the four horsemen are described as bad. All religion is connected. They're all correct. Fuck you.
Yeah, because they all have kind of the same fucking story.
That's not true.
Oh, most monotheistic religions.
The monotheistic ones, yes. That's why I don't believe in them. I'm way more down to believe in.
Wow, we're getting really theological here.
But yeah, no, I'm way more down to believe in like pantheons of gods because it makes more sense.
I just believe that there's a universe, and it tries to balance itself out, and that's about it.
Bro thinks Thanos is God. Got it.
I don't believe there's a deity. I believe it's an entity, not a deity.
So what else were we talking about?
Troy. This is one big war. Yeah.
It is big war. Weirdly, like Apollo is like the only god mentioned in this movie.
No, they mentioned Poseidon.
Do they? Did I just miss it?
So they're like, what could this mean? They're like, oh, it's an offering to Poseidon for a safe trip home.
Oh, the very end, yeah.
Yeah, fuck you. I was paying attention, and I wasn't even paying attention fully. I had it on this screen. I was playing LOB the show.
Bro was playing the show. Dude, I was fully paying attention. I just apparently didn't care that they mentioned Poseidon in passing.
Well, I can't listen to the game through my computer, so I was listening to the whole movie. So
yeah.
I watched it too, but like.
My question is, why is Paris just out here fucking only married women? Because that's what the movie implies. Yeah. Is that everywhere they go, he's only out here ruining marriages. That's it. That's all he's for.
Geek, you watched all of Game of Thrones. What the fuck do you mean?
What does that have to do with anything?
When they fucking each other's wives all the fucking time? It's about power. It's
not
about
all
domination.
of them, only some of them.
It's about being
and really, like that. Normally, no, they weren't fucking other people's wives. It was just
they're fucking their family members. Yeah.
No, yeah. Well, that's really the only time anyone's cheating. Well, any of the women are cheating. The weird. I don't want to get into that whole conversation today. But yeah. But like, come on, man. You are a prince of Troy. I feel like you have your pick. You don't have to only go after married women.
No.
Like, the issue I'm having is only married women. You can't.
Well, also the thing back in that time, women were being married at 12. So
that's fair.
Likely, if he was still single at the age of, like, let's say 20 to 25.
Yeah, I have no clue how old he's supposed to be in this movie.
Most of them are married.
That's fair.
And again, Helena of Troy has been described as one of the most beautiful women in the world. I think the description in the book isn't it like she like makes Aphrodite jealous or something like that. Which, never tell a woman that she's more beautiful than Aphrodite, because she will be smited.
Maybe that's the goal. Well, actually, no, that is the goal. No, see, it's the goal because I'm trying to prove if the gods are real or not. And this is the only way I know how, is to try to bring on the wrath of Aphrodite. Yeah.
I would the only like goddess I wouldn't fucking ever fuck with. I'd be like, nope, that bitch will fucking kill me in the most violent way possible.
Worth it. Because now we know.
I really do not want to be smushed by a boulder.
And now you're headed to the underworld. Yeah. Let's go. I'm trying to find.
Oh, Paris is supposed to be. What's on that blue?
No, I'm trying to find the description of Helen of Troy.
Oh.
Or Helen of Sparta, whatever. It's Helen of Troy.
Helen of Troy for the majority of the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Which they're not even. They're not even married. So how's she a princess at that point?
Because they may not have gone through an actual ceremony, but it's literally the minute they get back to Troy, Hector says that Hector and then Priam, the king of Troy, literally say she is now a daughter of Troy.
The dumbest motherfucker alive.
Welcome to every leader who is like fully bought into religion ever. He trusted a priest over Hector, the leader of the greatest army the world has ever seen when it came to war. Guess you get what you deserve, dumbass.
Yeah.
Like, it all goes back. If you listen to Hector from the beginning, Troy wins this war. and it's not even kind of close.
I mean, depends if they're on the good side of Achilles.
It wouldn't.
Because Achilles,
thing that happened with Patroclus
shit,
wouldn't happen if they had just listened to Hector.
Achilles, when he's doing shit, it's like 2012 LeBron, 2013 LeBron.
True.
And then at the end of the film, it's 2011 LeBron in the finals.
True. Interesting. Yeah, I guess she's just described as the most beautiful woman in the world. There's no...
Exactly.
I'm not seeing anything else, but... Yeah, I get starting a war over her. That's fair.
Yeah, but like... How he talks about his wife, it sounds like he didn't like her at all.
No, I mean from Paris's perspective.
Oh, yeah. A bad bitch will make you start a war, yeah.
I get it. The other guy, I get, like, pretending it's about his honor and then going and begging his brother to bring all of Greece because he knows he can't do shit.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm learning is, I forgot his name. What was the brother? I never remember his name. The brother that Hector kills really early in the fucking movie. Who is that?
Which is weird that's early in the movie. I got to an hour 40. I'm like, there's still an hour left of this fucking movie?
I did not have that problem. When it ended, I was like, God damn, I've been here for 3 hours.
I was watching it and I was like, okay, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. So I paused it and like, it's a fucking hour 40.
Yeah. So Menelaus, the brother who had been married to Helen of Sparta, he's the problem. He ruined Sparta.
Sure.
That's what I'm going with. Leonidas would have never let any of this happen. What?
You're just saying names and hope, and I know, which I do know, which I'm like,
you do know Leonidas. Everyone knows Leonidas.
Yeah, that's just because, Zack Snyder gave us one of the greatest lines of all cinema history for once.
Yeah, Dude, I understand that movie is, like, objectively bad, but I still love it. I do hate it, though, because it's also the darkest, like, shittiest movie ever. Just like this movie, the major flaw I have... Don't bully your dog.
He's licking his paws. He knows he's not supposed to.
The main problem I have with this movie happens... I think I'm trying to remember exactly when, maybe right after Patroclus dies.
Mm-hmm.
Because this movie, like many Greek mythology movies, really fucks up on the having no color. Because like Greece in its heyday, there were paintings all over. There was a lot of color, and they just kind of...
Oh shit, when did we figure that out?
I don't care. Make an assumption, man. Just us. I promise it wasn't all white. That's trash. But like I think it's right after Patroclus dies, maybe. But like the color shift on screen to like completely grayed out, Mm-hmm. I don't know if you noticed that.
I didn't like that.
Where like the little color that existed in that movie got drained out for no reason. Why? That's a horrible idea. That was stupid. I hated it. I'm glad it fixed later. But like, I hated it.
It would have worked better if it was like not a sudden shift, but like a slow shift.
Yeah.
Like darkness, but it was like pretty like, hey, we're gonna cut.
Yeah.
And now it's dark.
Yep. That was awful. Oh God. I love all of the battle scenes. I just do. Though they're really goofy, but it makes sense. I do get confused though. This movie like looks pretty good most of the time. But then they like do a super wide shot with a lot of what I always think, because like the location it was filmed, you don't need to CGI it. Like you needed to CGI in Troy or whatever. I understand, even though they actually didn't. They kind of built a set for that. But like, it's not Troy that looks bad. It's like the outer mountains don't look like they're supposed to be there for some reason. It throws me off anytime there's a wide shot of like the landscape. I don't know what they did, but it's bad. Because like anytime you're in Troy or in any of the ships or just like around, everything's cool. But the minute you like zoom out, it sucks. I don't know what they were doing.
I didn't notice that. I thought the scenes, the battle scenes were shitty because I don't know the fuck's going on half the time.
What do you mean you don't know what's going on half the time?
Like, they'll be in the middle of the fight, like the whole like army battle scene, and we'll be like looking at things. Issue is we don't see faces a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Probably doubles, and it's a lot of movement with little like context. So it's very, very like distracting. It's very hard to keep up with what's going on. It's a common thing I have with like Marvel. It's like where like they move around too much, and I don't know the fuck's going on.
Valid.
But like, when they win in one fight, it's like the first fight with Achilles and the fight with Urbana. I love those scenes because I think they're very well done and they're very, choreographed. What the fuck's going on?
Right. I don't know. What the fuck? I hate fake things. I could have swore I saw something, but now I can't find it.
Listen, he hates fake things. Watching a movie.
True. No, I was trying to find, I swear I saw, well, and I was meaning fake as in that's a AI trailer for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, and I don't like that.
Oh my god, I'm so sick of AI. I want to kill myself.
But what I was looking for was I thought I had seen somewhere, and maybe I was wrong, that Christopher Nolan was reusing some of the sets from this movie.
Probably.
Which like makes sense because they're actually pretty nice. Like they're pretty good. So I don't know. So what other than just pure length, what did you not like about this movie? Because you said I was going to hate you.
I mean, I don't hate this movie. I think it's again a fine movie. I probably wouldn't watch this again unless it's like for the Banner fight and for the giant Achilles dude fight, whatever we can call it. Other than that, I really have little interest in revisiting this so many times because the length it's justifiably long, but it's also we could definitely cut a little bit because like there's like some useless scenes like Paris shooting arrows in the middle of the night. That never comes back.
Yes, it does. That shit. That's literally
he shoots fucking Achilles. Achilles. Okay, I'm sorry. That could easily be summed up to he has military training. You don't need to show us that scene.
No, but showing that scene and then it wasn't just shooting him in the Achilles. It's go back and relook. It's hitting the exact shots that he hit on that stupid haystack body that he had formed on the same target as he hits on Achilles. They're all the exact same shot.
An hour and a half before that fucking thing happens, I'm not going to correlate them two.
Well, that just means you don't have a brain.
I'm not going to correlate a 3-second scene to the end of the fucking film.
You should.
Why would I?
Because you're, I don't know, you're better than this.
And apparently there's a director's cut, which I was going to be like, are we watching the director's cut or watching... What?
What would be in that? What needs added?
I don't know. Let's look up how long the director's cut.
Watch it be like 4 hours. That's insane.
It says it's 2:43. I don't believe that.
It's shorter? The director's cut is shorter?
No, it's 196 minutes. That's 3 hours and 16 minutes long. That's an additional 30 minutes on top of this film. It features more sex and more violence. But apparently it enhances plot and character development, which the only thing character development I could think is Rose Bynes' character, the love interest for Achilles, because she's kind of one note. Or the father, I guess, because he's also kind of one note and dumb as fuck. I know.
Sure. What the hell? Like, I just want to know what gets added. Like, I know you just said something, but like, I want to know like actual. It doesn't matter. I'm not.
IMDb is great. They have alternate versions. They just tell us that it has. Never mind. It just tells us it's more sex and violence.
Interesting.
Fucking yeah, Wolfgang Peterson. What else have you done, buddy?
No clue.
Up your alley.
Was this up his alley? Probably not. I loved Eric Bana in this movie. I think him and Brad Pitt, Hector and Achilles, are fucking awesome. Hector better the we lost the duck man. He froze. I guess I'll keep talking. But yeah, so the trivia for that was Brad Pitt and Eric Bana did not use stunt doubles for their duel. They made a gentleman's agreement to pay for every accidental hit, $50 for each light blow and $100 for each hard blow. Pitt paid Bana $750. Bana didn't owe Pitt a dime. So that's fun. Brad Pitt tore his left Achilles during production, which is also fun. The Trojan horse prop that was made was given to the Turkish government as a gift. It's now on the boardwalk of Konakale. I don't know if I said that right. It's a seaside city about an hour away from the site of the Troy ruins where most Troy tourists stay. Oh,
I'm back.
Now there's just two of me.
I love that for you. I'm back.
There you go. So the Trojan horse prop that was made was given to the Turkish government as a gift, and it now sits on a boardwalk in, I don't know how to say that name, Konakale, maybe? I probably am butchering that, but that's okay. It's a seaside city about an hour away from the site of the Troy ruins where most Troy tourists stay. So the horse, you can still go see the Trojan horse used in this movie. That's kind of cool.
I'm not going to.
We should. Dueling Fates field trip to Turkey.
To Turkey of all places?
That's where Troy was.
Okay, and?
Troy was a Turkish city.
Okay.
That's it.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You go to so many other places than Turkey.
But why?
Because?
Turkey's cool.
I don't know. I've never been to Turkey. I don't really know too much about Turkey besides that it was Troy at one point.
I don't know.
You don't know. You wanted to talk about this film so much, and you're like,
yeah, but you said you had things you wanted to hate on, and you've done none of it.
Well, it's because I don't really have hate on it. It's just like you're like, this is a fucking fantastic film
because it is. Like,
it's fine.
but you're not okay. It's fine, but you have nothing to complain about or nothing to be happy about. So apparently, it's not fine.
Well, like, I like Achilles' character. It's well developed. It's goes into his. Then he vanishes for like 15 minutes in the middle of the film.
That doesn't mean much in a 3-hour film. That's okay.
It does. It really does. Because Robert Oppenheimer doesn't disappear in Oppenheimer at all.
Well, this movie isn't called Achilles. It's called Troy.
It basically is the story of Achilles, is it not?
It's also the story of Hector, who's also an incredible character in this movie.
It's fucking Eric Bana.
Why are we hating on Eric Bana? Is there something I don't know?
No, just the fact that the only thing I knew Eric Bana was in before this was Hulk should tell you a lot.
Why? I don't know things. You know
what? when you don't know actors for doing other things than one role, it probably means they're not very good at their job.
But he is very good at his job. I love him in this movie.
He's got a great one role.
I love Hector.
Which
that's all most actors do. Let's be honest.
I know that's probably his name in the Iliad or whatever, but it's such a bad name.
Why is Hector a bad name?
It's not Greek.
Well, they're not in Greece, so
That's right.
Hector's not Greek, man. Neither is Paris, which also isn't Greek. That's French.
But also, okay, my brain is like when I ever hear they call him Paris, my brain goes to the Pokemon first and then the city.
Okay.
So I'm just imagining a really French crab.
Orlando Bloom as the French crab.
Sounds like a disease you catch.
Probably.
Disease he would catch if he's sleeping with all these women.
I don't love Paris. I swear to God, Helen of Troy says 7 words in this movie.
That's also what I was gonna say. I don't think that a lot of the female characters are really well developed, and I feel like they should be if they're the ones you're fighting over.
The director didn't want Helen to actually appear in the movie at all, which makes no sense because of the point. Like, I don't think they did a good enough job showing off how hated Helen was in Troy. Like,
well, yeah, you're going to war over this dude's wife for no reason. Would you?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay, Geek. If today, all of a sudden, I'm not trying to get political here, but this is the example I'm using. If Donald Trump, exactly.
But the reason I'm saying maybe is like, would I go to war over? If Wonder started a war because of his girlfriend, sure, I'll go to war. That's
the thing. That's your friend, not.
But that's Hector going to war for Paris. The issue is Hector's so it would be like. See, the comparison only, well, it kind of makes sense, I guess.
Because the Trojan people hate Helena, or Helen, whatever you want to fucking call her, because they're going to war over her.
Right.
When they're like, I have no association to the king or whatever their fucking government system is, besides I live under it.
Right.
I don't go fight over this dude's bitch. Like... It's the same reason why the brother didn't want to go to war over her in the first place.
Yeah. Imagine they just turned the boat around.
No.
Yeah, me either. So, trying to think each step through. Yeah, the Briseis thing is weird.
Because they're trying to implement a love angle where there wasn't
where it shouldn't have been one. The love angle was Patroclus, which is why he fucking flips out when Patroclus dies.
I don't hate the idea of it, obviously, because it's again a different time period. They have to like be like, oh, we can't have a gay romance here. But
well, they don't have to be like that though.
They don't do it well enough.
No,
like they fall in love within like 15 seconds.
You also, like I think if you wanted to make a Briseis angle, make it like technically start after Patroclus dies. Make it a rebound thing. That at least makes more sense in my head. I don't know why, but it do.
I was thinking, maybe, go more in the development, spend more time with.
Well,
just them
also
too.
that, but like save it for a later part in the film. But also, I guess not, because they just didn't make Patroclus a love interest at all. They made him a cousin, which is trash.
And then he goes to kill her cousin, so...
True. And then I guess they wanted the matchup there. Also, question, because I actually couldn't tell. I was trying to figure it out because I knew it was coming. Was it still just Brad Pitt? As like in that moment and up until he removes the helmet, like was it actually the actor for Patroclus, or was it Brad Pitt the entire? Because I genuinely still think it was Brad Pitt. I thought it was Brad Pitt the entire, like even knowing it's like looking at him, that looks like the same guy.
So, Geek, here was my thought process when that scene was happening.
Yeah.
Was, did I miss a story beat? And I rewind like 4 times to find out. Did I miss a line of dialogue that says I'm still going to war? Because he was like, we're sailing home tomorrow. We're gonna have a good old time. Fuck this war. I got this cool ass gal now. Like she can leave at any time, but for some reason she hasn't. Even though I give her every reason to, because
Well, technically, she couldn't leave at any time.
No, literally, he said, "You can leave at any time.
Oh,
you're not a prisoner of war.
Oh,
you are a guest here." And she's like, "In my culture, a guest can leave at any time." It's like, "Then leave."
All right.
And she just doesn't. But like, and I'm like trying to figure out why the fuck is he trying to go to war at this point in time when he said, "I'm outie." And then Eric Bana kills him. I'm like, oh.
It didn't click for you that it was the cousin who had just thrown a hissy fit over leaving?
I really didn't care because I really didn't like him in the first place.
You would have liked him more if he was actually Patroclus and not.
Oh, probably.
Patrick Star.
You know, I love gay romances, man. But when he got nicked in the throat, I'm like, okay, that's not Achilles because Achilles can't die unless he gets hit in his Achilles because the river stinks. Not the river stinks. Is it river sticks? Whatever it's called. No, because Percy Jackson does the same fucking thing. I can't remember if it's that or if it's in like the waters of Tartarus or whatever.
Yeah, I don't actually know that much about Greek mythology. I know a little bit, but not a lot.
Well, the thing is you bathe in the river of Styx, I believe.
Sure. I don't know.
And you can the only part that sticks out from when you're not in the water is the only place you can't be hit. Like you can be hit to be killed.
Gotcha.
The whole thing is Achilles bathed in it, but his Achilles was out of the water, so he can come out of it.
How the fuck did he position himself to where only his Achilles wasn't in the water?
You can't be fully in it because you will get swept away by it, so you have to be like held by someone.
Oh, so somebody held him by the Achilles?
Probably.
Yeah.
And
Ow.
that's the only place he could get killed because that was the thing. That's why like Percy Jackson in the books, he can only die if he gets hit in the back.
Huh.
Which is thematic.
Gotcha.
Like, where the fuck did you go? And you're right down here.
Bro lost his dog.
Yeah, he's right under
but that's weird. I didn't actually know that's why it mattered, but
that's also why I was like, why didn't we talk about this in the fucking movie? Like, unless they're just completely omitting any like actual, mythology.
See, but they kept I don't know, but they also kept bringing up the gods, and then Hector's like, I don't know, the gods don't fight our fucking wars for us. I watched that man desecrate the statue of Apollo, and Apollo did nothing. The gods don't fight our wars for us.
He's in Tahiti that day.
Every single day because he loves his occupation.
Well, his occupation is bringing up the sun.
Yeah. Can't go to Tahiti
the sun was still up.
He
was in the west. He was all the way in the west. He wasn't there to look at it. I guess they feel him being there too. The Spidey sense.
I mean, he's a god, so like better than Spidey sense. I feel like.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
But I feel like the female characters could have been very well developed if they spent time, because that's the whole point of why these men are fighting. Every single one of them are fighting for a woman.
Yeah, but we're still in Red Flag March, and the Red Flag dudes couldn't handle actual women in their movie. Look at every movie we've watched so far. The only one that featured a woman for more than 12 minutes, most of it she was ODing and not actually in the movie. She was just like laying there.
Well, the other one we watched, he was murdering them.
Yeah, but they also weren't in the movie for that long. They just they existed and died.
No, wait. Fight Club had a woman in it for longer than that. She did OD at one point. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, she was literally viewed as only an object in that movie. So technically,
no.
This movie
Edward Norton, the other Hulk, believed that she actually loved her at the end of that film.
Okay, but that's not
Tyler Durden saw her as an object.
Same person.
Brad Pitt, yeah.
No. So, but I guess technically, looking at Red Flag March, I think this movie did actually, out of all of them, the best job of portraying the women.
Because women don't exist in this besides to be a fuel to the fire.
Yeah, pretty much.
There is a metric that in films that if like good representation of female.
Yeah.
And you don't have to pass all the time to be a good movie. it's just like a good metric of you doing a good job at representation.
Yeah.
This movie does not pass it at all.
Probably not.
It's because there's gonna be like two women having a conversation.
I forgot Hector's wife's name, but
I don't fucking know, man. I don't remember any of those names besides Hector and Achilles and I guess Paris because I think he's a Pokemon.
What about Priam?
Whatever the fuck his name is.
Agamemnon?
I think he's got a persona in Persona, so.
Another game I've never played. Let's go.
Great games, but you wouldn't enjoy them.
Oh, why?
Because they're anime based and literally it's basically an anime plot played out.
I love the actor for Agamemnon in this movie, though. He's such a douchebag.
The guy who played fucking William Stryker in X-Men 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's the guy who plays Stryker. He's also in not Severance, the other one that people love. That's on HBO Max.
Interesting.
What's it called? It's like super stressful. I don't know. It's Jake will tell me.
I don't know. So yeah, the bet, by the way, I mentioned this while you were disappeared because I was just reading things, but the bet was $50 for each light blow and $100 for each hard blow. Pitt paid Bana $750 and Bana didn't owe Pitt anything.
Pitt's also known to freaking really into character.
Yeah.
So I can imagine him getting like super into like the action and fucking nailing Bana in the face.
Yeah. What else was I reading?
Also, why does Achilles do a fucking Superman punch with his sword?
Cause it's fucking sick, dog.
It's dope, but like I'm like that's Roman Reigns, my guy.
But also, like, where do you think Roman Reigns got it from? First of all, second of all, it's to me, it's supposed to be like Achilles was the greatest warrior of his time. So I'm thinking it's just supposed to be a super unconventional fighting style, and that's why he never loses. Like when you're like training to fight, you're like taught never to leave your feet. That's a bad idea. Him doing all of these things is just I'm just that much better than you, and you can't stop it. That's the way I view it.
Arrogance than him.
Which
just
I mean,
than you.
Yes, but he is just better than you, baby.
If you follow the mythology, he can't die unless someone nicks him the fucking Achilles, which is, of course, what happens.
Hector got close. The only person to ever got him.
Yeah.
I love how they kind of stop for a second right when that happens with Achilles going like, holy fuck.
Because no one's ever like hit him before.
I think that also does a good job, even though like Hector was getting his ass kicked. He also wasn't. Because every other fight in this movie shows Achilles just like instantly murdering everybody. Hector is the only person to like hang. It is the like Hector truly was like the other guy in the world who could hang.
He was D Rose to Hector's throne.
Yikes.
Yeah, I was gonna say something.
Okay, I just read the spoiler one. During the fight when Patroclus dresses up as Achilles, Brad Pitt himself is in the scene. But it becomes Garrett Hedlund when he removes the thing. Dude, there's one scene where you can see in the mask, and I'm like, I swear to God, that's Brad Pitt. It was. It just was.
I kind of wish that they would have had Rose Byrne, who's Achilles' love interest, when she puts a knife to his throat. I wanted her to try to slit his throat because he's like asking for death at the point. He's like, just do it. Like, it doesn't matter if I die now or die in 50 years. But I would have loved to see her try and it just not do anything.
That would have been interesting.
Then they'd be like, okay, yeah, because this is actually Achilles mythology. And then I'd be like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Sean, that is wild. Not only does Sean Bean not die in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Which is what he's famous for. His character is also the only high-ranking Greek commander to survive the entire movie. Somehow he's the only one to fucking live now.
It's also a king.
King means nothing in this version of Greece. Agamemnon was the only king. If you are a king and you still are subservient to a different king, you're not a king.
No, because Greece was a cluster of collection. There you go. That's the word.
If you bow down to another man, you are not a king.
You're a governor.
Pretty much. Like, I get that he is the king of Ithaca, but if Agamemnon's still the one calling all the shots, you're not the king. You just exist. You have a title in title only.
I'm sure that Sean Bean could have been like, let's kill this bitch. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, it does bug me that Achilles doesn't just murder Agamemnon earlier.
He has so many chances to kill that bitch.
Like, just I love the scene where they brought in Briseis and Achilles like tells them, let her go or you won't make it back to Greece. He should have just murdered that entire room.
I was supposed to say, bro fucking squared up in the most, like, it was like action guy fucking pose before she popped out. And he doesn't get out of it for like another minute. He's just doing that.
He was ready,
shit.
man. He was ready.
He was hitting that pose. But
yeah.
She's like, no, people gotta stop dying over me. I'm like, no one's like died over you. It's been more of a hell on a Troy.
What do you think of the entire... Dude, I swear they set up 2 other movies with this and never made them. Because you could get the Odyssey.
Movies? Do you know why they set up to other movies? Because the story sets up to other movies.
Right, but like, you could just not do that, technically. Unless you were planning to make other movies, and they should have. Because we could have also gotten, like, the poem about Aeneas, who is who Paris gives the sword of Troy to at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
You know, as long as a son of Troy holds this sword, our people will always have hope, or what the fuck ever. That is just another thing. Just give me that movie too. You know? I'm
sure the movie does exist. It just doesn't. It's not connected to this.
Well, then it doesn't exist. I need the same characters, man.
It's not going to happen now. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, they're a little old.
Diane Kruger is a little older than that now.
That's okay.
And I don't remember Hector's wife's actress. She looks really familiar. I should have looked her up.
I mean, Jesus, Diane Kruger doesn't look that much older.
But she is a little bit older.
Oh, a little bit?
20
Dog,
years.
21 years older.
Yeah.
So that's fun. That actually makes sense. In Homer's time, archers were looked down upon because they did not fight their opponent on equal terms. Paris, the weakest and least brave, is an experienced archer and kills Achilles with his arrows. Achilles, the best fighter of all, was never beaten in an open duel. That makes sense. Oh, yeah. He's been
here the whole time.
No, he had an opinion. He said something.
He does. He does have an opinion.
He was speaking.
Yeah.
I was waiting to hear more, but apparently he got it all out. Oh. Now he's laughing at me. The bastard. No.
Yes. Why are you looking at me like a dumb face?
That's actually kind of weak. On screen, Achilles kills 33 men. That feels weak.
Geek, if you were to face everyone in a one-on-one fight, like everyone is in a tournament to find who's the best fighter in the world, you have to beat 33 people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
In a tournament, yep.
Yeah, that tracks.
33.
Huh. Do you think the directors and writers knew that?
No one fucking knew that. It just a very coincidence.
Or did just coinky dink. So no, looking at the IMDb page, I love this because the director Wolfgang Peterson, I don't know, you looked up if he had done anything else, but you never said.
He's done a few movies that were good.
But I love that the first writer listed is Homer.
Yeah,
because he wrote.
I mean, he was
right. But he also didn't write this because it's so not what he wrote. I don't feel like you need to include him.
Well, it's based off his writing, so you have
Right.
to. I think
but
like by law you have to.
also, David Benioff, writer in this movie. The Benioff and Weiss were the Game of Thrones. So taking what was written by a really good writer and destroying it. Thank you, Benioff.
It's what he's used to doing.
I don't think I don't think he destroyed this. Like other than the Patroclus thing, I'm cool with everything.
Gay romance,
but I know. I'm just saying I don't think like it's ruined. It's just like he did take away like the best part, which is weird because Benioff is like Game of Thrones is very gay. So why were you cool with it later but not now?
Is it gay?
Yeah.
I heard it's really misogynistic, which would be
that too, but
gay.
There's a lot there. But literally so Game of Thrones starts with the War of the Five Kings, basically. After the initial king dies, there's the 5 other kings that pop up from the different places. One of those kings is just gay. And that's like the entire like point.
Which one? The
Remy.
Targaryen?
No.
Oh. Who the fuck's Remy?
Robert Baratheon's younger brother. Renly, not Remy. Renly, sorry. He's played by.
Down? You want to give me an actor or a family or something?
Well, Baratheon. He's
who are the Baratheons?
Robert is the king at the start of the movie or the show, the movie. The one who's married to Cersei, and he's played by Gethin Anthony. I don't know who that is. He has played. Sorry, I gotta go to his.
He's a Lannister, essentially.
He's not a Lannister, though. Those are very different people.
Isn't Cersei a Lannister?
Yeah, Robert married Cersei, so they are opposite parts here.
Like he's technically a Lannister by marriage.
No. Technically.
No.
No, not even technically, no. Just no. I don't know if you'd know this guy from anything, actually.
Probably not. No, but I watched part of the first season and I stopped watching because I had other things to watch.
But yeah, one of the King's brothers. What else was I getting to? Oh yeah, we got to do the thing. You know what this movie's budget was in 2004?
No, it's 2004. 75.
Add 100 to that.
Holy fuck, that's expensive for 2004.
It had a budget of $175 million. Worldwide, it grossed just about $500 million. So, did pretty all right. It made
its money back.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask Dean if he thought it made money back. But
it did well over its double. It did well over its double.
Yeah, so it made money. It could have made the Odyssey.
They could have. They should have. I would have given anything.
No, Nolan's doing it, so it's fine.
Yeah, but no Sean Bean.
I trust Nolan with my fucking life.
Yeah, but movie. I'm stuck with Matt Damon. I don't. Like, I like Christopher Nolan movies.
Matt Damon! One of the best actors we had for the last 40 years?
He's not Sean Bean.
Are you going to be one of those guys who bitch about the armor, too?
Honestly, this parts of this movie do the armor better, but yes, I do want to bitch about the armor because that's not accurate at all. But shocker,
because the armor looks dumb as fuck.
Christopher Nolan getting something accurate in a movie outside of Oppenheimer, challenge level impossible.
Because the armor the Greeks were wearing at the time looks dumb as fuck.
That's what they would have been wearing.
Yeah, but I will take looking cool. It's real fucking cool.
I agree, but also, it's just get something accurate one time. Did we watch any of his Batman films? Not a single moment was accurate. I'm shocked he got Bruce's name right. Shocked he didn't change it to like Bryce just for fun.
If some dweeb in a boat's wearing that armor, perfectly fine. But Odysseus should not be wearing that fucking armor.
See, I agree. Because like, if you look at like the background character's armor in this movie, in Troy, it is actually kind of close to what like would be period accurate. I like that Achilles didn't wear it though, because he shouldn't.
Yeah, it's like those are role players. Let your star players where they want.
Right.
You know.
And also, that's also kind of how it would have been, because like Odysseus, Achilles, these guys would have had money, which means they could have had their armor made. Like for most background characters, even in real life, the like just regular foot soldiers aren't getting armor custom fit to them.
Yeah.
Whereas your kings would. They could have like true custom armor. So I'm cool with that. It will depend on all the other people. I don't really care what Matt Damon wears, other than the helmet pisses me off, because that's...
Because you don't like the feather?
Why is he...
brush.
That's not
Looks good
accurate for who he's playing.
I don't give...
Like, no, but there are cooler helmets. There are cooler, actual, accurate helmets you could have given him.
We're gonna look up Spartan helmets, and
no, well, he's not Spartan.
That's right.
So that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem, man.
You're part of the problem.
True. I am the problem. What do you think this movie is rated out of 10 on IMDb?
IMDb 7.8.
7.3. What would you rate it?
I just realized we're watching next week. Sorry.
What the fuck are we watching next week?
We're watching The Northman.
Oh. Interesting.
I'm so fucking hyped.
I know nothing about this movie. I don't know what it is.
It's basically the original story of Hamlet, because Hamlet's based off a different story.
Okay.
It's a Viking story.
Let's go.
And
I'm here for this.
Anya Taylor-Joy's in it. It's directed by Robert Eggers. We didn't like his last movie that we covered, but I love that man. What I give this? I don't like doing the middle numbers because I think it's dumb. 7.5, yeah.
Okay.
It's a
that's
good movie.
Valid.
Nothing like spectacular.
No, I was really expecting you to give it like a 5 point something.
No, I don't like. I like most of the movies we've watched. It's just that I haven't like I don't think we've disliked a film all too much.
Yeah, yeah.
I might have. I probably have.
We literally you literally just brought up The Lighthouse.
That's also if you watch the episode, we talk a lot where it's like
also
I don't know if we know enough to
War of the Worlds. That was a bad movie.
I thought it was one of that was like
The Mist. That was an ass movie.
I thought The Mist was fine.
I forget you're stupid though. Sometimes I forget that you're dumb.
I also love the ending because it's morbid and I think it's kind of funny.
What else happens?
You're also a lot harsher on movies, I realized, looking through your letterbox.
Yeah.
Because there's movies where you're like, I love this film, and it's like a 3.
Well, okay. Letterboxd, again, pisses me off because I can't get as granular as I want to with ratings.
I want to give it a 5.35472.
Yeah, dude. I want to be
a put pi in for one of them.
Well, but that way I can like actually sort them. Is like how what's best and worst.
There's films that I rate like a 5 out of 5, and I'm like, yeah.
Not every 5 out of not every 3 out of 5 is the same. Yeah. Sometimes it's a 3.1, sometimes it's a 3.9. These matter.
You know, you can also type in a review and be like 3.2.
Yeah, I'm not doing that for 400 movies, man. I'm just not. Oh, I should go put
numbers.
This...
Rookie number. Actually, I needed to log it too.
Yeah, we both forgot to log.
I need to do that thing. I'm gonna do it today since I have time.
What are you gonna do?
Where I put our letterboxes in the description.
Oh yeah. Oh, I apparently already did.
Oh,
let's go. I don't know when, but apparently I did.
Lovely. So everyone knows what movies we're watching next few weeks, even though they already probably do if they listen.
Well, not that many people follow me on Letterboxd, so we'll be okay.
Not people follow me either, but they can look at our Letterboxd. They don't have to follow us to look at it.
Yeah, but I feel like, at least currently, that's not happening.
That's fine.
It might eventually, but it's not yet. Eventually, we might have to care a little more about when we rank things on Letterboxd. so that we don't spoil future episodes. But also, we spoil future episodes in the episodes all the time.
Oh yeah, we talked about like what we're doing in like May, I think.
Yeah.
Can we not stand on my foot? Is that like something you can or cannot do? Is that like a thing?
How'd you feel about Priam sneaking into Achilles' tent after he dragged Hector's body away?
Again, dumbest bitch alive. I fucking hate that man.
That
man is stupid.
I didn't hate that part. I do. The entire, like, I've experienced what no man has ever experienced before. I have kissed the hands of the man who killed my son. Yeah, why did you do that, though?
Respect.
That's... I feel like that's something else. Who else is going to
beat Hector in a one-on-one battle? No one.
True. But, yeah, I don't know. They get things. I also love that, technically, I think in the Iliad, Achilles is supposed to die before the Trojan horse thing.
Honestly, thought he was going to die in the battle of Hector.
See, I would have thought, like, not long after, you know? Like, as he's, like, tying up Hector to drag him around. That seems like a good time to put an arrow in an Achilles tendon.
Yeah, but, like, it's a bitch move.
Well, it's Paris, so it's okay.
Yeah, but, like, you're not going to do that right in front of, the wife that you just got embarrassed in front of.
You might. Because he's about to drag your brother around.
That's probably a great idea to do it right then and there, actually.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, I'm not actually a bitch, but, it's bow and arrow, so people think we're bitches anyways.
Right. But also, you could have... Also, what is it with... Apparently, Orlando Bloom only knows how to use a bow and arrow.
He probably actually knows how to use a bow and arrow.
If he, after playing Legolas in Paris, if he doesn't, that's a bigger problem.
Yeah. And then he goes to use a flintlock,
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of similar.
No, they are not.
They both are projectile weapons.
That's where the similarities end.
I mean, it's closer to a bow and arrow than it is to a sword. So, got him.
I actually would say no.
Huh?
Flintlocks don't have a point. The bullets don't have a point. It's a ball.
You know...
A sword has that fucking point, so does an arrow. And you can throw a fucking sword.
Yeah, but not with the power.
Spears.
They're called spears. That's not a sword. That's just a big arrow.
Okay, are we gonna have the sword and spear debate like it's a fucking fork and knife debate?
I guess. Wait, there's a fork and knife debate?
Yeah, because is a knife just a one-pronged fork?
No, it's a knife.
But what's the difference between a knife and a fork?
The definition of fork. Because a fork has to have at least 4 prongs.
No, I've 3 prongs, my guy.
No, that's a trident.
Prongs. I've seen 2 prongs.
Well, that's a trident, and then what's the 2-prong one? They have a different name. Words have meanings, Grayson.
Byron.
Byron, yes. Byron, who? Byron. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I love this movie, though.
I thought it's perfectly
What
fine.
do you think I rated it on Letterboxd, though?
4.5.
Just 4. Is that low enough for an I loved this movie? Because you were judging me, because you'll go, I loved this movie, and then you'll rate it a 3. Is this the same type of moment?
So I'm one of those fucking idiot cinephiles who are like, I can like a movie and not think it's one of the greatest movies of all the time. There's people all the time who are like, if I love the movie, it's a great movie in my opinion. But I can differentiate between great movie and favorite movie. My biggest example is I fucking love the Barbie movie more than I love Oppenheimer, but I can recognize that Oppenheimer was the better movie, and that's why I made it was the better movie on my list of 2023. I loved Oppenheimer, but just less than Barbie.
I loved so many of the quotes in this movie for some reason.
Yeah, you're gonna have a tough time titling this, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, no, because I'll just find one that's actually short enough to be a quote. Like, be a title quote. But, like, I love if I let you take his body, you're still my enemy in the morning. And Priam you're still my enemy tonight. But even enemies can show...
bitch.
I was like, I love that, though. You're still my enemy right the fuck now, douchebag. Fucking hate you.
Yeah.
But I love it.
I did think it was dumb because I thought when they're like negotiating the 12 days, saying like, dude, just fucking leave then. This is the perfect time to leave.
Yeah.
You don't want to fight anymore. Fucking even go to the fucking gates and be like, hey, I need her back. I need to win her back in these next 12 days. And the 12th day, we're leaving. With or without her. Can you not sit on my foot? What is with you today and sitting on my foot too?
I also loved like Achilles talking to Hector's body before he gave it back to Priam. The like realization of like he didn't know, and then the whole like.
First of all, the I didn't know excuse bullshit.
What do you mean?
It's a fucking helmet. He looks up, and you'll realize who he is. And if he doesn't look up, he's dead in the first place. That's his fault. And also,
Grayson,
he doesn't look
how
up,
many?
you know
Okay.
it's Achilles.
So how many times? And I know this has happened, so don't you fucking lie to me. How many times have you seen a football player without their helmet for the first time and went, "Oh, that's what they look like"?
Honey.
Yeah, these helmets cover more of the face than a football helmet.
No, but I know what they look like when they take off their helmet.
Right.
It's a freaking helmet.
So while his helmet was on, Hector had no clue.
Unless it's a Brian Dawkins situation.
So
I don't
you
know
also have to realize,
like right
Grayson,
now.
I know you're dumb, but like they explain this in the movie, and there's a reason they used Brad Pitt to film the entire scene.
Because they look so much alike because they're cousins.
It's not just, well, they're not cousins. I know in the movie they are, but they're not. I refuse to accept it. I will not. I refuse. But like the entire point was that even his men who had trained with him for a decade couldn't tell the difference. He wore your armor. He looked like you. He moved like you. There is no reason you would assume they're not the same person.
Well, assuming makes an ass out of you mean. This is how someone dies when they're not supposed to.
Well, maybe fucking Patroclus shouldn't have put on somebody else's armor. And,
yeah, he's a dumb bitch.
Especially putting on Achilles' armor, because all you're doing is putting a giant target on you. Achilles is the target. If we kill Achilles, this war's over. Yeah. Like that's... Like Hector thought he had won that war with a single swing of his sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of all the warlords loved by the gods, I hate him the most. How many other warlords are loved by the gods? That's my question.
All of them. That's how they win wars.
No.
In their minds, that's how they win wars.
Because they all keep losing them.
Well, maybe that guy should stop being a warlord.
Imagine a king who fights his own battles. Wouldn't that be a sight?
Such a hard line, though. Like, whenever I heard that, I'm like, facts.
Yeah, dude. I also love Hector yelling at Paris. You say you're willing to die for love, but you know nothing about dying and you know nothing about love. It's like, damn, he right, though.
Facts.
Facts. Hector and Achilles were really going bar for bar the whole movie.
They were.
They didn't know it. They weren't near each other, but they were going bar for bar all week, man. I love the narration from Odysseus, even though it only happens at the beginning and end of the movie, but all of it's incredible. Yeah,
I have zero opinion. Zero.
Why do you have no opinion?
Zero opinion.
But
in my opinion, Odysseus didn't need to be part of the story to be told, besides to be a first-person narration.
Well, that's the Welcome to the Iliad.
Again, Geek, I haven't read the fucking Iliad. I don't fucking know.
But like,
I know the story. I have never read it though.
But the ending, you know, if they write stories about me, tell them I walked with giants, that I lived in the time of Hector, tamer of horses. What a weird fucking name, by the way. And then I love that Achilles doesn't get a special name. It's just tell them I lived in the time of Achilles. It's so funny.
Because he's just that fucking.
He's just that dude. Tell him I lived in the time of Achilles. That fucking guy.
Now let's put Achilles in a fight with Private Ryan from Saving Private Ryan. See what happens.
Oh, incredible.
Oh. Good movie. Solid.
Yeah. No, I love this movie. And yet most of what I wanted to talk about was just yelling about them downgrading Patroclus. That's why I was so excited to talk about this. Was because I knew you'd be offended once you found out that they took that away from you.
Yeah, what the fuck? Want my gay romance back? God damn. And I know Brad Pitt would be down. He's always talked about that shit. And if he isn't, that's fucking weird because he also kissed an underage girl in a movie. Interview with a Vampire is a weird fucking movie.
Yeah. We'll watch that next March. March is just the month of watching at least 2 Brad Pitt movies now. It's the rule.
I was going to say, I thought it was for Twitch streamers.
Oh my God. No, remember, I'm a YouTuber, dog, and then I fucking fall out of a chair.
I'm not a YouTuber past you.
Yeah, that's fair, actually. Nothing's better. Everyone's awful, Grayson.
Most people are awful, yeah.
Yeah.
Godzilla's never awful, though. That's my goat.
That's untrue. You know how many innocent people he stepped on? She?
But it depends what canon you're talking about. Because sometimes it's a he, sometimes it's a she. I believe this newest Godzilla, way off point, is trans. Because they were blue in King of the Monsters, and they turned pink within the time period, and they changed like body form. So I'm just under the impression this Godzilla's trans.
All right.
Or is a trans rights advocate, which real.
Ooh, that might be the quote for the title.
Trans right advocate?
No, yeah, it's too early in the day to be killing princes. Can we have killing in the title?
Probably not.
Yeah, YouTube. Or, yeah, I won't let a stone rob me of my glory is a pretty good one.
When was that said?
During the fight with Achilles and Hector, because Hector trips over that rock. Get up, Prince of Troy. I won't let a stone rob me of my glory. Yeah.
Yeah. Paramedical, buddy.
No.
Yeah.
You're such a bitch. Tell them I lived in the time of Achilles.
There you go. There you go. Perfect. Anything else you wanted to talk about for this movie?
I don't know. It's great. No. It's awesome. Go watch Troy.
Yeah, spoiler alert. It's a 3,000-year-old story, so.
Yeah, spoiler alert if you... Well, I guess Grayson didn't know it before this movie.
It's less gay, though.
Shockingly, most things are now.
That's sad.
As much as people try to claim woke, things are somehow less gay now than they were in the past. So
I need them to be more gay than they were in the past.
Oh God.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of the Dueling Fates podcast. Next week we're covering the Northman, a Viking tale of a old story as well. It is. Remember to like, subscribe, do whatever podcasting format you prefer. But until next week, bye-bye.